Hey everyone, am I audible? Please just give me some replies.
Yeah, you're audible.
Okay, okay, that's great. So, welcome everyone to the Let's Try the Web Meet 1.0. This is the second meet, and you all have already got a good experience in the previous one. So, how is everybody doing? Just tell what are you learning, what's going on, and meanwhile, let me give a basic intro about what this whole event is about to people who are new here, who are like attending for the first time. So this is the place, this is the platform where you can share anything you are learning. Okay, you can basically give a talk about any tech topic you are learning or any experience that you had that you want to share with others, and it can help others basically. And it doesn't matter if you're a beginner or an expert of like in because everybody here is a learner. So you can share anything from basic HTML to any advanced concept in JavaScript or DevOps or anything like you had some experience or something that can help others. And it's a very friendly group session, like interactive, and you can ask questions, you can talk with each other, know each other, and we'll be having open stage in between so you all can introduce yourself. So, yeah, this is a group learning sharing session. So, this for this meet, we are having three speakers, uh, Sarthak, Gautam, and Amul. And I hope you all must have seen the graphics where what they will be having, like what they will be talking about, is mentioned. Like Sarthak will be sharing about open source contributions, and Amul is here to tell about backend code in NodeJS, and Gautam is here to give a basic intro about Tailwind CSS. So I hope you all get some value from this place, and yeah, you can just a few things. You all can. Um, okay, Nube is asking where's the event chat. It's in the side. You can find it in the side. If you're on the mobile, the icon of chat is visible in the bottom, or if you're on computer, it's in the stage channel. It's in the side, right side. So yeah, you all can raise hand in between the talks to ask questions from the speaker. You are not like restricted for that. You can also ask questions in the chat. So let's start with the introduction of our speakers first, and then we will go with we'll start with the sessions. So let's go with Sarthak. Please introduce yourself to everybody.
Yes, hello everyone. My name is Sarthak Maini. I have been contributing to open source for about 1.5 years now, along with learning in public for a similar amount of time. So that's a little about me. Rest of the introduction I would be giving during the presentation itself. Thank you.
Okay. You can share your any social account also in the side so that anybody interested can connect. Okay. Amul?
Definitely. Thank you.
Yeah, hey, hi everyone. My name is Amul Gaurav, and I'm like currently pursuing my bachelor's, and currently I'm in second year. Today, I'm going to give my talk about like writing your first code in backend with Node.js. Yeah, thank you.
Share your social so that anybody can. Yeah, Gautam, go ahead.
Hello everyone, I am Gautam Rai, first year BTech student from West Mumbai. I would be introducing you to Tailwind, what Tailwind is, and how do you proceed with it. So I hope you would enjoy that session.
Great. So I hope everybody is ready to learn something new, and we'll be having an open stage in between where anybody can raise hand and share about what they are learning and share about themselves, or just connect with each other and have some good talks. Okay, Shubh is here, and many people I can see. Tejas, Rudraksh, Anime, Vidya. Cool. You all can interact in the chat sidebar, and so that like the whole event is full of interactions. So, okay, let's start with the, yeah, feel free to ask any questions from any speaker anytime. And let's start with the first session by Sarthak. So, Sarthak, you can go ahead with sharing your screen, maybe demonstrating and like whatever you have planned.
Sure. Is my screen visible?
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Awesome. So let me start. So today I will be covering making open source contributions like a pro. So firstly, I'll let you know a little about myself. I have been contributing to open source for about 1.5 years now, along with learning in public for a similar amount of time. I made my first income in freshman year of college. I was recently selected for Girl Script Summer of Code, Social Summer of Code, and I have also worked as a social media marketer, technical writer, and a graphic designer. I'm also a Postman API fundamental student expert. I have worked in the junior WebOps team of IIT Madras. I am also currently working as the head of web operations at IIT Madras. I am currently the part of the DevOps and content creation team of the growing community, and I am also part of the core team of the CloudOps community. I also received the Linux Foundation Lift Scholarship today. So that's a little about me. So, are you stuck on just solving good first issues and don't know how to move forward? Would you like to start making bigger, better, and more complex contributions like a pro? Well, in this session, we are going to discuss exactly how you can increase your level and take your contribution capabilities up a notch. So, the content I would be covering here today is tips to start making big and complex open source contributions and tips to understand large code bases. So, firstly, some tips to start making big and complex open source contributions. Network with people who have much more experience than you. So, basically, what this means is that you should always aim to take guidance from people who are more experienced than you, ideally 2 to 3 years more experience, and have achieved the goals which you want to achieve. So, it is extremely important to network and take guidance from the right people when you're trying to get in tech and trying to make good open source contributions. The next point is attend community sig meetings. So, like we have regular meetings in the VTS community, the growing community. Similarly, we have some community meetings which are related to special interests. Uh, Given the name special interest groups. So, for example, a community meeting can be held for documentation, for the core team, etc. So, all the communities which you want to be a part of have this community SIG group, and I encourage you to attend these meetings as well. The next and important step is to be patient. I have seen many people who rush into making open source contributions and in the end are not able to learn and not able to make good contributions as well. So try to be patient and eventually, along with putting in the hard work and effort, you would be able to make large and complex open source contributions. Another tip which I have learned is that sometimes what happens is that people take up something which is too challenging for them, which leads to them giving up. So we should aim not to do something so challenging which would make us give up, but also we should aim to take challenging tasks which could at least get us out of our comfort zones. If I am able to explain this correctly, and start with small open source projects. This is a point which I have learned from my personal experience. If you go directly to the larger projects, you would face a lot of issues in understanding the code base. And as a beginner, you won't even have the confidence to do so. Some people might be able to do it, but I recommend starting out with smaller code bases so that you can understand the code base easily and start contributing as soon as possible. Once you gain experience and are confident in your abilities, then you can move on to larger code bases. Again, the point of being patient comes in handy during this experience. Then the next point which I have learned by communicating with other experienced members of the community is that read code of other experienced contributors. This might seem hard at first, but this is going to help you a lot in the long term. Also, for beginners, I would recommend building projects and not getting stuck in tutorial help. That would also help you a lot. Try to take more actions and try to implement whatever you are learning. Don't try to basically think that, okay, I have watched this video and I would I would start contributing after I finish this course. Don't have the mindset to first learn and then contribute. Have the mindset to first learn enough, make decent projects, and once you have the confidence to build decent projects, then you can start contributing in that tech stack. And try to avoid watching repetitive content. For example, I've seen many people who keep watching the uh, basic JavaScript or Java tutorial, sorry, in which they are basically learning if and else statements for in 3 to 4 videos. Like they're learning the same thing again and again by different people. So there is no point in that. Next point, this is again an extremely important point. Set goals, long term and short term, and deadlines for yourself. So in my personal experience, what happens is that people tend to put in the hard work. Basically, you can think of it as a vector. People put in the hard work, the magnitude, but they are not able to put it in the right direction. So having long-term goals and short-term goals help you gain direction and help you know that if you are making the correct progress or not, or if you're going on the wrong path or not. So that is also an important point. The next point is we all are beginners at some point. We all need guidance. So the first step to take guidance is to read the README file. The README file is there for a reason. The README file is there to help you get started with the project. And one more thing I would like to add with this is that they have their links to community meetings. So try to find those links, try to find the Slack channel, and get in contact with the maintainers of the project as soon as possible. The next point is try to use the project as a user, not as a contributor, but as a user, and set it up on your local system. Tinker around a bit with it, and then start contributing. Another thing which I recently learned while interacting with people who are more experienced with me is that don't the wrong way to contribute to open source is that you just go to the code base and just start looking for issues. That's not the mindset. That's not the correct mindset. What you should do is rather go in with the mindset to learn and see.
Hey Sarthak.
Is anyone trying? Yeah.
Yeah, actually, can you maybe stop the video, maybe because the network is quite laggy. Like,
Okay,
uh,
no problem.
maybe yeah, the voice is lagging behind. So, yeah, good.
Okay, so now am I audible and is everything good?
Yeah, it should be better. Yeah, you can share
Awesome.
the screen.
So yeah, so are there any points which might be missed, which I could cover again?
Nope, I think uh it was visible all the way. If anybody is having any questions, you can raise hand anytime.
Okay, awesome. I see the chat.
Let's talk about the
Everything is
last
fine.
point.
So yeah, I'll continue. Thank you. So yeah, first read through the README file. Try to use the project as a user and set it up on your local system. Join the community channels and try to get in contact with the maintainers as soon as possible, because they are the ones who can guide you best on contributing to the repository. Many people ask how they could get started. So look, there is already a lot of documentation available for this. So instead of directly asking the maintainers on the Slack channel, I would recommend first that you research a little bit, go through the documentation, go through the README file, go through the contributing.md file, go through the code of conduct, see what other community members are talking about, listen. Then, after you do all this, then if you get a doubt, then please feel free to ask them. But the maintainers also have limited time, and I would suggest putting in some effort to research by yourself first, and then ask how you could get started. And whenever you ask questions, try to give some context around your questions, because if you, for example, say that, hi, can you help me get started with this project, then the maintainer doesn't know about your tech stack, the maintainer doesn't know about your interests, the maintainer doesn't know the context around what you are looking for and what you want to contribute to, what is your skill level, what do you know. So try to do a little bit of research and try to add context as much as possible. Again, have patience, then learn on the go. You will never know enough. This is an interesting point which I faced myself, that we think like, okay, if I know this much code, I'll start contributing to open source. But to be frank with you, you would never know enough. You would just have to go in there, start communicating with the maintainers, the community members, and also start looking at the code base, start understanding the code base, and then you can go ahead. So you will never know enough. So that is an important point which I would like to emphasize on a lot. You will never know enough. So just start contributing. So have the learning mindset. It is going to be hard, but it is also going to be good. Okay. You don't need to know everything about the project to contribute. You just need to know enough about the specific module you want to contribute to. There is no shortcut. You will have to put in the hard work. This is a very important point. There is no shortcut. You will have to put in the hard work. So those were the tips, and hopefully I was able to add some value. If you want to connect with me or ask any doubts, feel free to do so. And this is the link where you can connect with me. Thank you very much.
Oh, amazing. Link free, the open source project. Pretty good. And that was a very great session, and people are sharing their feedback. Okay, if anybody has any question, you can please raise your hand, and Sarthak will be there to answer it right now.
Yes, please feel free to ask any questions, and also you can come up on stage if you want.
Hi, Sarthak. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Oh, okay. So, first of all, I want to say great session. It was very informative for me, and I'm sure for all others. So, I wanted to ask that I have been making my fair share of good issue contributions. Like I've contributed in Linkfree and 4C and some other uh, websites as well, projects as well. But the thing I'm finding hard now is that how do I contribute in large projects? Like I see people getting invited into organizations like uh, big projects like Kubernetes and Layer IO or something like that. So I tried finding projects on the Google Summer of Code website, but the thing I found is that many of those projects are not very active now because GSOC has already started. Uh, so I'm finding it hard to like. I have made good first issue contributions. Now I want to contribute into projects. So how do I go about starting with that?
Okay, so the first and foremost step is to get in contact with the maintainers as soon as possible. So firstly, do that. Introduce yourself and say that my name is this. I am proficient in this technology. I have been dealing with good first issues. I would like to deal with something more challenging. So could you please guide me with that? And the maintainers are the best people to guide you on that because they know the code base extremely well. So that's the first point to keep in mind. The second point is that you want to basically challenge yourself and start making more contributions. So start with smaller repositories. For example, let's say the Fry the Web repository. It's a relatively new repository. So just start contributing in it. See, for example, let me show you. Let me just show you. For example, if you see my pull request over here, not this one. See, I know what a PR template is. By contributing to various projects, I now know what a pull request template is. But I was not introduced to the concept of issue templates or the concept of issue forms, which I didn't know like 2 days ago. So what I did was simple. That okay, I saw a gap. I heard about this issue template thing. I saw that the repository was needing this feature. What I did, I learned on the go. I did not think that I should like know everything, and I didn't know anything about this like 2 to 3 days back. I know how to deal with YAML, but I don't know how to make this issue template. So I just referred to the documentation and made the PR. So you just have to go in with the mindset of I have to learn. And once you go in with the mindset of I have to learn, then eventually you would start making good contributions. And in my slides as well, I have given many points. So, like as I mentioned, meetings, then small open source projects, start contributing to them. Then another tip is to read code of other experienced contributors. For example, do you want to contribute to any specific repository, Arvind?
I have been exploring some projects, but I haven't decided on one yet. I think there was this music project in GSOC last year and this year as well. I'm thinking of contributing in that. I did check out the repository, but it wasn't very much active and I lost my way there. I don't remember the name exactly. For
Yeah, for example, if you see, I'm on the Meshery GitHub account right now. So what I would recommend you to do is that find a project like this and go to the commits and just see whatever like what they're doing and like what contributions are they making. Just read through, like select a project and just start going through these. you would get to know, firstly, you would get to learn a lot from this, and secondly, you would get like you would get in basically you'll get the latest news on what is going on the in the repository. And you were also mentioning that you were not able to find good repositories. So what you can do here is that there is a GitHub Explore section. So you can start finding over here in the GitHub Explore section, github.com/explore. You can start looking for good repositories which are quite active, because if they are showing up in the basically the feed, then there are some repositories. For example, this is updated yesterday. These are active repositories. You can contribute to that. Another thing you can do to find like good active repositories is to search on Twitter and LinkedIn, and hopefully you would get some good repositories as well. And other points for contributing to large projects is whatever I covered in this slide. Those are the same points which I would recommend to you right now. That go through the README file, try to use the project and set it up on the local server. All these points are important. You have to follow all these points. And the most important point, this is a very important point. There is no shortcut. You will have to put in the hard work. This is an extremely important point. No one is going to tell you something that, okay, this is one sentence which I am going to tell you, which is going to change everything. And you are going to know everything about contributing to large code bases. No, that's not going to happen. These are some tips which I have learned from personal experience, and I am sharing these with you. But in the end, it is your duty to put in the hard work and have the patience to start contributing to large code bases. So, in conclusion, what I would suggest is that I'll share all these points on the Discord as well, and go through these points, try to implement them, and also remember to put in the hard work and not try to get any, like, don't try to take any shortcut, because it would harm you in the long run. So hopefully I was able to answer your question. If there is any follow-up question, please feel free to ask that to me. No
Yeah.
problem.
Uh, uh, yeah, that was great. The checking out the commits part, that's actually a great tip. I definitely try to do that. Uh, so I just had a small query that I have been using the GitHub Explore section, and I what I
Okay.
used to do is that I used to search JavaScript in the GitHub and contribute to whatever projects that came up. Some of them were NGO websites and all. So I contributed in that. But the thing that happened is I contributed in different projects and not sticking to one single project. So should I stick to one single project or both of them? Like pick up one project, one huge project, and contribute to that, contribute to various other projects, or both at the same time. I think both at the same time is a good option. Uh, I
Okay.
was okay. I would just like to know what's your take on this.
Yeah. So you should firstly know what is your motive to contribute to the repository. For example, is it to get a job? Is it to learn? Is it to get an internship? Is it to just have fun? So, firstly, you have to define that. Secondly, if you are trying to contribute to a large code base, then I would suggest go with a single code base and try to meet its maintainers in a community call as soon as possible. Because what happens is that uh, basically you would get bored or you won't have any patience if you're just going through issues and trying to go through the code base. You would have to like communicate with the maintainers, have meetings with them, because that's the part which makes open source fun, making like communicating with everyone, having discussions, having good laughs, having a nice time. So that would help you a lot. So what my suggestion would be, go with the single project, be careful and see if it is active or not. Try to go into a project which is active. Okay, you would have to search for it. Like there is no shortcut of getting that. In my experience, if someone has something to share about that, then please feel free to do so. But I think you would just have to put in the effort. Some places where you can get good open source projects, in my experience, is the Twitter Tech Community, LinkedIn, GitHub Explore page, and various open source program websites such as Girl Script Summer of Code, Google Summer of Code, etc. So you would have to go into that and find it. And well, that's what I would suggest is communicate with the maintainers, have fun, and choose a single project. That would be more than enough. So
Got it.
hopefully I answered your question.
Yes, yes, you did. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Thank you.
And please feel free to like please feel free to reach out to me after the session as well, because it's not like I'm only going to answer the queries here. You can always ask the community members, me and Prakhar. You can ask anyone. People are extremely helpful and lovely. You just have to ask. So don't like feel shy and feel free to ask your queries if you want.
Yes, yes, of course. Totally. Thank you very much again.
Sure.
Hello, Sarthak. Am I audible?
Hello, Tejas. Yes.
Yeah, can you elaborate on short term and long term goals? Due to some network issues, I was not able to hear properly.
Awesome. Awesome. So short-term and long-term goals. Uh, let me just open these slides. Set goals, long-term and short-term, and deadlines for yourself. Now, what I mean with this, I'll elaborate a little bit on this. You need both long-term and short-term goals. Now, why is that? Short-term goals would help you stay motivated, because there are many times which you might feel that, oh, I'm not motivated to do this thing today, oh, I'll do this tomorrow. But if you have short term goals, for example, my short term goal for today was to exercise, was to contribute to open source, was to learn stacks and queues in data structure and algorithms and solve some questions. So that was my short term goal. Now I have two options. Either I can be lazy and not do it at all, and then the next day I'll feel bad that I wasn't able to accomplish my goal, or I can just do it irrespective of if I am motivated or not. So basically, the purpose of short term goal is to keep you going and keep you motivated. So try to plan out each day in the morning or a night prior to the current day, and try to write down, okay, these this is something which this is a task which I would like to complete by the next day. So this is a point which you can use in life in general, and also while contributing to open source. For example, I can have the short term goal that, okay, I saw this issue and I want to solve and create a pull request regarding this issue by tomorrow. So that is a short term goal. So that's what I wanted to elaborate on short term goals. Now let's come to long term goals. So as I explained earlier, people look at it as a vector. So imagine a vector. What is a vector? It's basically an arrow, and where there is a pointer and there is a line. The pointer gives the direction and the line gives us our magnitude. people focus on the magnitude. The magnitude part is the short term part. Long term part, the long term goals give us direction. So some a mistake which people make is that they think, okay, I want to, for example, become a web developer in next 6 months. Then what happens is that they are working extremely hard. They're doing everything correct, like contributing to open source, learning in public, doing DSA side by side. They're learning React, communicate, networking with people. They are doing everything right, but in the process, there is a chance that they might linger a bit. For example, my goal today today I decide that in the next 6 months, by next year, I want to become a web developer. Now, if a person doesn't have long-term goals, what he or she would do is that, okay, 2 months have passed. Now, August. Now I'm in August month. And now I see that someone is doing, for example, cyber security. And I think, oh wow, cyber security is so interesting. I should do that. So now your goal of becoming a web developer, which you set up 2 months ago, if you hadn't written it down, then you would just go to cybersecurity. Then in the next 2 months, you would go to DevOps. Then in the next 2 months, you would go to something else. So this is a cycle which you should avoid. If you have decided to do something, then finish it. So the purpose of long-term goals is to give you direction and ensure that you are not going on the wrong path. So this is the gist of the point. Hopefully, I was able to explain this well. And if there are any follow-up questions, please feel free to ask me. And if any other person in the audience also has any questions, like please feel free to come up on stage and ask me. I'll be more than happy to help you.
How to make quality contributions like in open source softwares or projects?
Sorry.
Am I audible?
Yeah, you are
Yes,
clear.
you're audible. You're
I was asking how to make good quality contributions.
good quality contributions. Okay, that's another nice question. See, good quality contributions. Firstly, your commit messages should have a proper commit convention. So, for example, if you go to YouTube and go to free code camp and search for Git best practices. So this is a video which I would recommend you to basically see, and this would give you an overall gist of what how to make basically good commits. For example, if you see my commits over here in this repository, see, I have added some description about the commit I have made, and I have basically used present tense or imperative tense. I have not used past tense in this. So try to use, this is a GitHub best practice. So try to do this. Another thing yes, somebody
Yeah,
was saying something.
uh can you do it little faster? Like the time is
Okay, sure, sure.
maybe just you can contact Sarthak in person and he can help you very well.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you can feel free to ask me anything. Okay, so I think I'll
Are you there?
stop here.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Sarthak.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, I guess you
Hopefully, I was
some of
able.
the questions were
Yeah,
yeah.
no problem. I'll DM you in Twitter.
Definitely, definitely.
Okay, great. So I guess Sarthak has answered all of your questions, everybody. And so it was a great session, Sarthak, and thanks for taking your time to answer everybody's question. You can So you can stop your screen share and we will move forward to the next session. It's okay. Gautam, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. Great session and great session, Sarthak. It was really informative. I am Gautam Rai, first year engineering student from West Mumbai. I'm currently doing BTech. So I am learning web dev and exploring DevOps a little bit. Uh, Today, I will be sharing my knowledge on Tailwind, what I have learned, and try to teach you guys as well. So let me share my screen. Before that, is there anyone who know what Tailwind is? You guys can write in the comments or chat section.
Yep, they are answering.
Several people are typing. No issue with this, Sagar. Yeah, Sanjay. Yeah, yeah, it's related to CSS only. Okay, let me share my screen. So basically, Tailwind is a utility-based CSS model. So what it does uh, is my screen visible?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So see, Tailwind CSS is basically a utility-first CSS framework. Not if you heard this the first time utility first CSS framework, you won't really understand. So I would be explaining this by doing a small coding practice in front of you guys, so that also explaining some basic terms which are used in day-to-day life. Okay. So how do you set up in Tailwind? So you can set up Tailwind. There are four methods. All of these are mentioned here, like using Tailwind through command line. You can install this, like just copy and paste this, and this would set up the entire Tailwind for you guys. So since I would be doing this in the HTML file, so I would use the CDN link. It's like the most easiest way to create a HTML file and using Tailwind directly. So I would just copy this. Uh, Let me just create a file. I have created a file.
Okay, Gautam, are you sharing your VS Code?
Yeah,
It's like currently the stream is paused.
okay, let me check.
Yeah, yeah, only Discord was visible. I can see. Uh,
Is it visible now?
yeah, 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 the screen is visible.
Okay. Once you have started the VS Code, you don't have to do anything. You just have to copy the CDN link or index HTML file which the Tailwind website gives you. You can directly paste it in the file and it's ready. You can host the server like go live. So it's not really working. Let me check. Uh, okay. It's initially so as you can see, let me do this side by side so that you guys can see what I'm coding and what's going on. So as see,
You can share your
H1
full
what's
screen because the only VS Code is visible if you share a window.
oh okay.
Yeah, you should select this whole screen, uh, and both of the web browser and VS Code will be visible. Yeah, okay, all good now.
Visible?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Using Tailwind, there are various steps you have to understand this. Like here there is a text 3XL size padding or the size which is it gives directly. If you create an if you use the CSS file, what you have to do is like you have to give a class name. You have to go to that CSS file. You have to give that class. Then you have to add some various other like size this much, text this much. This is not the case in Tailwind. Like in Tailwind, you can directly build. Like let me add a div. I have added a div, and then I will use div to close this. So it's created. I can add CSS directly. So like I will add a class. Then I will do maybe let's add a background color. So let's first set the width. So width can be full. Width full is 100% of your entire website. It's like the basic one. Width full. Then I would add a BG red 400 maybe. This would give me a good background color for the website. See, what it does is basically it's whatever code you would be doing in a CSS file for which might be big enough, it just shorten it and you can do directly in HTML itself. So you don't have to really do that much of code base. Also, it helps you build the website responsive in the first go. You don't have to decide key it should be mobile. Then you have to add media queries and all those stuffs. If you use a general CSS, if you want to use this, it's really simple here. Like if I have kept width full for a mobile device, let's say, so I can add a medium. Medium means this is various pixel sizes. It is defined by Tailwind itself. So you can see like I would show you this. It should be screens. So as you can see here, uh, SM is a size which means 640 pixels. That's the minimum width. If the size changes, like let me show you. If I do this for mobile, it's full. But if I add this here for the medium screen, width should be like 50%. So what it would do when I open complete the screen, it should end at 50%, which sorry, I didn't refresh. So see, once the size changes, it reflects to 50%. The div size is 50%. If you use pesticide or something, you would get that knowledge. Why we I recommend using Tailwind. Uh, some reasons are you don't really have to leave your HTML file. You can stay at your file and design it in one go without you will be focused on the file itself. You don't have to search here and there. Where is my class? Where is the nav bar section? Where is this? Where is that? That's something you can avoid. Also, uh, typing and other stuff is reduced a lot. Like let's say if you want to add a padding section. So if you want to add left padding, in general CSS, you would type like padding left 3 pixel, 5 pixel. That's not the case here. You can directly type, maybe if you want to add padding left, I can type PL and maybe 3, 4, 5 directly. It's ge- it's the simple as you see. You got a padding of 3 pixels and how much is like the 5, it would tell me. If I click on it, uh, uh, I don't know, actually it should tell. Uh, there is one extension which you should download if you are using the Tailwind setup. That's Tailwind CSS. This is the Tailwind own extension which they launched. So you should have this setup. This really helps in setting up the entire project, and it gives your smart commands to rapidly set those things up. So these are the basic stuff. And regarding Tailwind, also one thing which Tailwind recommends while coding is you design for mobile. What I mean by this is when you are designing your when you are designing a website, uh, like see here what I have done, I have added width full. So width full, I have kept this keeping the mind of what design I want in a mobile, and later changing the size or whatever it depends. So you can just change it like it's 100% for a mobile device. Once I start extending after the medium length, it would change to 50%. So the best practice is to design for the mobile. It just really helps you to understand the responsiveness, also what's working and what's not working. Also, various companies are now switching to Tailwind. Like one of the famous example is Netflix. Many people don't know that, but Netflix uses Tailwind.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Uh, so that's it from my side. Also, if you want to learn more about Tailwind, these are their docs. You can just learn every command from here. It's not really hard. You just have to type this, like if you have to add aspect ratios, you can just type aspect square, aspect video, anything. Like if you want to float something, just float right, left. It works. If you want to add like flex direction, it is very easy for in this case in using Tailwind. But if you use general CSS, then it's like quite complicated. But directly jumping on Tailwind, I won't suggest that. That's not the best practice. Practicing CSS, it's really important. If you don't know how CSS works, it's an issue then. Tailwind, you won't understand anything. So yeah, that's from my side. You guys can go ahead, and if you have any doubt, you can just ask.
Yeah, please. If any kind of questions you have regarding CSS or Tailwind, you can ask right now. CSS basics are quite important uh,
Yeah,
before learning any framework. Okay, anything like else you want to share like about something learning about CSS? Just a quick advice or anything. Okay, do Tailwind has
I'm
any
sharing
performance
some.
benefits? Okay, okay.
No, actually, Tailwind is comparatively, it gives better performance rather using the CSS. Also, there are some older projects which use SCSS. That I won't suggest anyone to use that. You should learn it because if you are a open source contributor, you will have to know that how do they work and you have to contribute. Otherwise, that's not the best thing because Tailwind gives you a better performance. It loads comparatively faster. If CSS, it's okay, but as CSS, it's like no, I don't suggest that.
Okay. Can you read the chats? Like the questions are there,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
should I
I
read?
am. No, no, yeah, I can read that. Uh,
Yeah, okay.
yeah, Akhtar, you are right actually. People use Tailwind for creating a better front end. Basically, UI and UX, it's really important for a website. So Tailwind just helps you make them better. It's comparatively easier to build in CSS in Tailwind rather using CSS. Shubh, no, Shubh, actually, if you code perfectly, it does not make the file too chaotic. It's the you just have to, if you have been coding in Tailwind for quite some time, it's really easy for you to understand what's the HTML file and what's the design file. So yeah.
Okay, Legend is saying something to repeat. Did you do that or
I don't remember what I was speaking, but like, what you want
can
to
you
ask,
like
you
Legend?
can just
Can you
a
can
little,
repeat?
just maybe.
Tailwind is better than CSS. Well, everything has its own disadvantages, I guess.
Yes.
Uh, is
Yeah,
that
yeah,
right?
that's for sure.
I have like actually created a post and discuss forum. You all can also make some post in that discuss forum for your own topics to discuss. Okay, Legend is typing. Let's just wait for them, and after that, will the docs
Yes,
sufficient to
Shubh, they
learn
are
Tailwind?
sufficient mostly. They cover mostly all the topics. Other than that, you can just search on Google. It just helps you with if something you can't find there. Oh, yeah. Okay, legend. So I was saying, don't directly jump on Tailwind. If you understood, it's good, but directly jumping on Tailwind, it's not really what I suggest. Practicing CSS, building initial projects on CSS, it's really important. Me myself worked like 6 to 8 months on CSS. Then I shifted to Tailwind because I saw many new projects which are being built are on Tailwind. Like one project which I know is of Priyankar Pal. You might be knowing if so his entire project is on Tailwind. That's when I was introduced to Tailwind. That's why I studied it.
Are you talking
Yeah,
about
Akhtar,
project script?
CSS. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah,
one of that's actually a good project.
yeah.
Yeah, Akhtar, CSS is really important. You can't skip that.
CSS is
Yeah.
the main skill. Like Tailwind is basically a tool upon it, which is mostly like used in the industry and freelancing. It's also used there. So yeah, it's pretty useful.
Yeah.
Okay. So if there are no questions, then uh everybody anybody having some questions? If no, then we can move forward. We'll ask about how to find open away. Okay. Okay then. Okay, Gautam, it was a great session and people got some help. And if anybody wants to connect with Gautam, please you can find him on like can you share your socials, Gautam?
Yeah, I would share that.
Yeah, you all can personally connect to him, ask some questions or get help. Cool, cool. Thanks for your time, Gautam. And so now let's take a break, just a 5 minutes break, and this will be an open stage. If you all want any kind of question, if you want anything to any kind of question or just want to introduce yourself, please raise your hand. You all can come on stage, introduce yourself, share about yourself, and yeah, of course, drink some water, take some break. Health is pretty important. Okay. Anybody want to come on stage? You can talk anything, ask anything. Hey, Shub.
Hello. Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, yeah, you are.
Okay. First of all, it was a great session, and I actually learned a lot today because I was a lot curious about Tailwind, and I mean, I actually had a little bit idea about Tailwind, but not quite of in depth about this. So I actually enjoyed a lot. And also Sarthak's session was also great. He also shared a lot of great tips. Like that commit one is also really good idea. I mean, I had this kind of idea that a lot of commits could help, but never thought of about this in depth. So actually made a lot of sense. Thank you, both of the speakers, for sharing these tips with us.
Amazing.
Okay, so I have one question. I have this question I want to ask Gautam. So I'm currently creating some little bit of projects in front end with vanilla CSS. So I'm thinking of learning CSS in depth until I'm like really good and have a quite a few strong foundations in vanilla CSS. So uh, is it like does it make sense like after creating some projects should I uh, like convert those projects from vanilla css to tailwind or just start fresh new projects in tailwind or do you like what's your approach?
It actually depends. If you have done like very good CSS work, you don't really need to practice it. मतलब Tailwind में you won't need it. You can directly start a new project in Tailwind and do that. Like I did a lot of CSS projects So I started with a completely Tailwind based project. So I didn't convert those projects. Like, so that's a major point. If you work hard on your CSS skills, then you can directly skip that step and move on to Tailwind directly.
Okay, thank you. And one more question. I read somewhere like uh, someone shared about this that after he started using Tailwind, someone like forgot a lot of CSS, so they kind of went back to CSS and stopped like working in Tailwind because they kind of forgot the vanilla CSS. So I was kind of going to comment that I think you did not learn CSS properly. But what's your approach on this? I mean, what do you think about this? Is it true?
No, no, it might be true to some extent because if you keep doing in maybe Tailwind, so you saw the commands like for padding left, I will type PL, PY, PX. That's the thing. You might definitely forgot some concepts like media queries. That's something which is not there in Tailwind to that extent. Like keyframes, all those concepts don't come in the Tailwind thing. You can directly use animate class. There is a utility called animate, and you can directly give it an animation. So all those things are side effects, maybe I can say for Tailwind, but you can just revise them. That's not an issue actually, I guess. If you have some good projects at your back, so whenever you feel ki you have forgotten, you can just go through them and you would know ki हाँ ऐसे लिखते. Yeah,
All right. Great. Thank you for the answer.
yeah, welcome. And
Yeah,
anyone, if you guys have any doubt, you can just come Twitter me or LinkedIn. Anyway, you can connect or DM me. I will be answering that.
yeah. I just wanted to add a point that on the Tailwind CSS question that explore everything and just do whatever you feel is best compatible with you. So that's what I would advise.
Thank you, Sarthak.
Cool. 2 minutes left. Anybody wanna introduce themselves? Just fight your public speaking hesitation or connect with others.
Am I audible,
Yeah,
Prakash?
Tejas, you are.
Yes.
Yeah, hello folks. I'm Tejas. I'm a self-taught and an aspiring full-stack web developer, and I'm interested in open source, cloud-native DevOps, and machine learning. Yeah, that's it. Just a 1 minute quick intro about myself.
Nice.
Yeah, you can share your socials also in the side, like so that anybody can connect. Anybody wants to come on stage to ask anything, you can ask some general doubts also. Uh, I have one question. I have one question. How to make profile like you? Editing type like profile on GitHub. Are you? I guess. Oh, profile picture. I'm okay. I'm confused. Is it profile picture or profile what? pfpmake.com is there is the site called that. I didn't know. I used Canva for profile picture. Nothing special.
Okay. So a person, Saurabh is
Yeah.
asking if yeah, Saurabh is asking that is making a pull request without being assigned. Okay. So I would recommend going through the contributing.md and readme file for that because it depends on the project. So some projects just say that contribute as you wish. You don't have to worry about getting assigned and getting a maintainer to check it. Just you can make the pull request and also merge it as well. and in others you have to strictly get it assigned. So it depends on the project.
Yeah, it does depend, but like a common and the good practice is to get assigned because it's logical. You see, if let's say an issue is there, okay, and you come and start contributing to it and start making a pull request, you don't know who is working on it already, and it it can happen very much that your pull request doesn't get accepted and your hard work and time is wasted, or some other persons is not accepted because they are like they were not knowing that somebody else is working. So the recommended thing is, and it is followed in pretty much every project which is following the good practices, that you get assigned to any issue and then you make pull requests, not before it. So please remember that. And okay. So yeah, Rudraksh, do you wanted to say anything?
Yeah, I have a question on public repository and private repository. Mainly the difference and how can I access the private repository of any company in GitHub?
How can you access private of your own account? I mean, like private is for your own thing, like your own repo, which is not visible to anybody else.
For contributing.
Didn't got that. I mean, can you
Like I
rephrase the
have
question?
searched some companies and in their GitHub, this organization has no public repository.
Yeah, yeah, there is
Okay,
then
okay.
you can't.
Yeah, I can answer this question. So
Sure.
basically, I think you're referring to the organization's repository, which is specific to the members of the organization. So, for example, IIT Madras has its own organization where the repositories are not for public, but it is available for team members. So, if you want to access those repositories, then you would have to become a member. And if you're talking about basic private repositories and public repositories, then public repositories are repositories which are visible to everyone, and private repositories which you make via going through the settings are repositories which you can see but other people cannot see. So that is a little bit different from repositories which belong to organizations, and some specific people have access to those repositories. So hopefully I have answered.
Yeah, thank you, Karthik. I got. Yeah,
Sorry, can you
let's
repeat?
continue.
Okay. So Rudraksh, your question is answered, I guess.
Yeah, you can continue.
Okay. Okay, great. So let's move to the next session now. Breaks over. I hope everybody has like drank some water and got some good break. Okay, so the next session is of Amul, and are you there, Amul?
Yeah, I'm there.
Cool. You can start now.
Yeah, hi everyone. Also, like before I start, if you like can't hear me well, just like click right click on my profile uh, and slide the like volume to the right. Okay, now sharing my screen.
Yeah, the audio is pretty good. Just in case anybody is having volume issue.
Is my screen visible?
Yeah, it is. You are sharing your Discord.
Okay. Yeah, my session is like write your like first backend code with Node.js. So like I'm going to do like from scratch
Wait,
to make it
Amul,
natural for beginners. Hmm?
are you sharing any other screen? I guess you should share the full screen.
Okay, wait a second.
because only Discord was visible.
Okay, I am changing the screen. If you can see another screen, please tell. Can you see the other screen?
Yeah, we can see the file explorer.
Yeah, okay. Thanks. Okay, first, like I'm creating a new folder and KDIR backend. Okay, I have opened VS Code. Here I will do the coding part. First of all, I am opening the terminal to initialize like any Node.js project. Uh, like first, let it be loading. Yeah, to initialize any Node.js project, we have to run the command npm init and minus y flag is for like having default configurations like project name. You don't have to give that. It will take it by default. I have run the command, and yeah, it is a file is created package.json which contains like the name, version, and like all the dependencies. I'm creating a file index.js. Okay, so to start like with the backend code, I am going to the Express website, Express Express.js, getting started. Hello world. Okay, before we proceed, like I want to like give a like quick information like why backend is necessary. So like I think we all have might use ChatGPT once. So like in ChatGPT, what you are doing, you are giving it a prompt, and it is it is like taking your prompt and like a very large machine learning model is running on their machine, not your machine. Uh, Also, like it is not possible to run that model on every machine. Like as I have said, it is very like heavy machine learning model. So to use it, you need a very expensive machine, and like backend like solves a thing for this. And yeah, like it is like the Express code. What Express is, it it like creates a HTTP server for you. Like you don't have to write it from scratch. It will create it will give like a layer of abstraction where you don't have to create it from scratch. Like in you can also create it from scratch like in C++, Rust, or some other programming language, but Express gives you a layer of abstraction on that. So I'm going to explain this code real quick. Like the first line, I have imported Express, and in second line, I have created an app from the Express, and in uh, like you have heard about IP addresses. What IP addresses is like if you are like requesting data from any website, it is it is it gets to know that that which device is requested the data by the IP address, and which application has requested is by the port number. Every application have different port numbers. So uh, some ports are registered for like specific things. So here I have used port 3000, It is going to be our local host port. And okay, so now I am going to run the server. For running the server, you have to do what is node index.js. Also, like if you want to code along, you can do that. I have like doing it from scratch. Module not found. Yeah, here you can see express. No, find module express can it does not find the module express because like express doesn't come inbuilt with the JavaScript. If you have used like other libraries in JavaScript like read file, if I can show you real quick a.txt, I have created like a text file and I there bts. Okay, and I'm going to like show you how to read from a file real quick. I'm importing the fs module. Like what fs module is like, it is like like the express module, but it comes inbuilt with the JavaScript. Okay, so if I run fs dot read file a txt a.txt utf
Hey Amul,
a.
Tejas is saying, can you repeat about the IP address and port thing?
Yeah, okay. Like what first IP address, I like if let's say uh, you have you have visited like the node.js website, so how their server gonna know like they have to show their website on your device, on your like machine. uh, it is done by the IP. uh, they get to know like this machine has requested the data by the IP address. Okay, so and like which application has requested the data, like I have running this git code Google Chrome, like which application has requested the data is done by the port number. So port number are for that, and IP is for detecting the particular machine, and port number are for the specific uh, like application. Okay, so I'm showing you the code for the reading from a file real quick. Wait a second. Uh, data. Okay, so run node index.js. Yeah, here you can see I don't have to like, it does not give the error like fs not found because fs comes inbuilt with the JavaScript, but Express does not. Okay, so this I have shown you like to demonstrate that Express does not comes with JavaScript. So like to remove that error, like this error module not found, what we have to do, npm install Express. Okay, so npm is what? Npm is Node Package Manager, and basically it manages the packages packaged by the Node.js. If I run the command, here it is like getting Express. Now you can see here like comes Node modules. It contains like all the modules, and if I can show you package.json, here you can see a dependency is added Express. In the starting you can see this tilde sign. What this tilde sign means, like your project can use the Express version which have this 4.18 point and higher than this. Like you can use for 4.18.3 if let's say any update comes. So this tilde means that. Also you can remove that, it doesn't a problem. Okay, and like npm install express, uh, take the express to your like project folder and downloaded all the dependencies alongside. Also, when I run the npm install express, you can see package log.json is created. So, what is package log.json? It's like it contains exact versions which your project is using. Okay, so that's a case like you don't have to dive deep into like the start what pagelog.json is. It doesn't have do do much. Like I am showing you today. Okay, so yeah, now if I run node index.js, you can see here it logs example app listening on port 3000. Okay, so it is listening. It means it is listening on port 3000. If I do localhost 3000, you can see hello world. Okay, so like it is my server is running now. You can see hello world. So I have like explained the code till the line 3, and after that uh, if I come to line number 9, app.listen port and this console.log. Okay, so app.listen is what uh, I guess everyone here has like ran the while loop uh, uh, sometime. So what while loop does is like whenever the condition doesn't get false, it runs infinite times. Okay, if the condition doesn't get false. So app.listen is something like this, like it listens on this port which I have given. Okay, so and it is like it takes the server up during the entire time. When till then I don't like stop the server. To stop this, you can see it simply control plus C. Okay, so yeah, and app.get is if you like okay, app dot like get is like a HTTP method. There are also lot of HTTP methods. Okay, I can show you in the Postman. Wait a second. Yeah, wait a second, guys. Yeah, uh, there are a lot of HTTP methods, which like HTTP is like a protocol. It's like a high level protocol, which like uh, based on IP and TCP. Okay, so like HTTP has various methods. Here you can see get, post, put, patch, delete, head options. Yeah, like there are standards. Like if you want to like get something from any server, then you can do a get request, and like you have to create something. You can do post, like if you are like posting your tweet on the Twitter, it is happening by post method, I guess. And put is like for updating the data on the server, and delete is for deleting any kind of data, like you are like delete any your Instagram from their server. Okay, and these four are the main ones, and leave, patch, and options. I don't know no, these ones also. Like you don't need to know this time. Okay, so if I go like here is a like Node.js website. If I like right click on this and show you the network tab, and if I show control plus R, okay, there are a lot of requests. Scanning is might be difficult. So if I do this on my server, you can see localhost 2000. Okay, and here you can see get request because I have created here app.get. And also to like if you are putting anything in this URL bar. In this URL bar, this is going to be a get request. It can't be post. If I do if I do here app.post. Okay, so and I have saved this and stop the server and restart it again. Now if I restart it, you can see the all the thing is same, but I have just do remove get and added the post. Post is also like HTTP method, but you can't do it from like this URL bar. Like there are some ways where you can send post method, but you can't send it from here. Here you can see, send only get method, get request method. Okay, so that's the case. So if I do app.get now, to simply wait a second, I have to restart the server. Now you can see it is showing again. So that the demonstration of that you can only send get request from the URL bar, not other than that. Like there are ways, but you cannot do from like this URL bar. Okay, so I'm like the to show you the importance of backend. I am going to write a code real quick. Like your friend needs something which can calculate sum from one to given number and show you the output. So you can write code, but your friend has to every time tell you the input and you have to tell him the output, and that's a good thing for you as a programmer. You want to like make a website and like give the URL, and your friend can run this on their machine every time they need. So that can be done by this. Yeah. Okay. So count is equal to 0. Oh, wait a second.
Okay, Amul, can you uh, like quickly do it? And we are also having some questions so that you can get a little bit time to
Yeah.
answer them.
Okay. Yeah. I will do it real quick. Thanks.
I hope everybody is able to see the screen well. It is visible at my end.
Yes, we are able to see.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, like I have written this program. What it does, it like sums from from one to given number and says show the output to the screen. Okay, so like the first way to send input to any server, like I'm showing you only like the simple way. There are also like headers and few more headers and body where you can send the input, but it may take quite long and also like bit complex for the beginners. So for this, wait a second, assignment to constant variable counter is equal to request to query the counter. Wait a second. Like wait a second guys, I'm getting an error. Assignment to constant variable. Why it is giving this? Okay, okay, sorry. Sorry, I have like initialized some with const, but it is changing its value. Invalid status code 500 left.
I don't understand a bit of backend. I will be learning Node.js soon. And then this will be.
Yeah, I don't know, like this is giving error right now, like status code error.
Can anybody help? You're all free to help.
Constant for
Can you change const to let or var? Uh, Akhtar is saying.
What is the error message showing? Cannot get. Okay.
okay, okay, like wait a second. Yeah, it is showing invalid status code 5050, but uh, yeah,
Akhtar is saying to convert const variables to let or var.
okay.
Let's try some
But it
debugging
worked
skills.
previously. Hmm.
Yeah, but it worked previously. That is the one of the biggest jokes in the coding in like the whole industry. If it works, don't touch it.
Yeah, okay, wait a second. Maybe I think it is getting a string and I have to convert it to a number. Not working. Some
Any backend guy here?
just
Help. I don't know if somebody knows it. Node.js. Demo gods not with us today. Demo gods? Can you run the server again? Okay, can you like control Z and see if what change happened and what's caused which which change caused the error?
can you repeat it again?
I mean, can you control Z like undo every like thing and see hit the URL
Yeah,
slash a.
hey, that's a URL request.
If
Let
anybody
is
wants to
let sum is equal to 0.
you all can come on stage
Some
too.
place this I
Yes, I have a meeting right now, so I would be leaving, guys. So it was lovely to interact with everyone, and hope everyone has a lovely day.
Take care, Sarthak. It was a great session you did.
Bye, everyone.
like wait a second. I will try for 2 3 more minutes, and if it works, that's great. Otherwise, I will end
No
it.
problem. If anybody have any questions, please ask it right now. It's the best time. Legend, you're there for quite a few minutes. Do you have any question?
Hello, am I audible
Yeah.
to you?
Yeah, you are.
So it's a general question from myself. I'm Abhishek Raj, and like from the past 2 3 months, I am dedicated towards DSA. Uh, like I know web development, and I have created some small projects also, like front end projects. So I want to know about like, please, if somebody is here who is more experienced than me, please guide me through like open source project, how I can contribute to and through the learnings.
Can you repeat the question in short?
In short, it is like, can you guide me through like how I can join some open source projects and contribution and the learning part? Like I know web development, and I have done 2 3 small front end projects, and from the past 2 3 months I am dedicated toward DSA.
Hey Prakhar, like sorry for interruption. You can answer it in like 3 to 4 minutes. Like the code is working fine now. First it was not working because I am like to the uh, sending a number which is like I can send only three responses: HTML, JSON, and like text. So I have converted into text, and like here you can see if you can do like 100 for 50, if you can do for 1,000, like it is changing. So that's the purpose of like the backend, and it is like uh, the it is the like first backend code like from a beginner can get started with. If anybody have like problem with understanding with this code base, you can like tell me now or anything I have told during the session.
Yeah, please ask your questions. Also, I guess Vidyasagar had a question, a general kind of, if someone wants to learn backend, then what should be the approach be?
Okay, to learn backend, like the approach should be like do hands-on. It is not possible to like learn it by just playing watch and just reading the stuff. So like just try to make your own server. Like I have also like started last week and have learned like middlewares, how to do like send different inputs to the server, and like I'm also currently learning. So the best approach is to like uh, do hands-on.
Okay, that is good. I guess Vidyasagar got the answer. Anima is having a question. It's kind of a general question. Like, is it advisable to do web dev and DSA together? I've seen few prepare it simultaneously. Anybody can
Web
take this question.
developers, yes. Yeah, like you can uh, do like it depends on like if your like purpose is the job, like it depends on college. If you're like the companies come to your college, then like good companies like uh, uh, big companies which ask DSA in their coding interviews, uh, then you can go with DSA, also do development, so like little bit development side by side. Otherwise, like my focus is development. My college is not that much great. That's from my side. Anybody like can give better answer.
Yeah, Siddhant is sharing that one should focus on one thing at a time. That is pretty important. Okay, Amul has shared some resources for Node.js. Yeah, Dave grades. This person is amazing. He's having a lot of
Yeah.
like literally the whole web dev all courses for
Mm.
free. This is great. Anybody who's interested to learn Node.js, including me, I'll be. You all can refer to this video. Also, Amul, can you share your socials so that anybody interested to connect with you or ask any question, you can they can connect with you.
Yeah, sure. Also, like I want to say like you don't have to like memorize the things. Like as you can see in like the whole boilerplate is available on the Express website. Like if you like do some hands-on on your own, like you should understand the things well and like do things but like write things on your own. Like don't memorize the things. Like just wanted to say,
Yeah, that is pretty
like
important.
try to Like sometimes people do what like try to learn uh, things like line by line what this is like what's required that that type of thing. Uh, it will like build with time, muscle memory build with time.
Cool. That was a great session, Amul. I hope people enjoyed it and learned something. Is there anything else you wanted to share? Any resource or any?
Like for the resource like this is like the playlist for the Node.js also on the Dave Gray channel also he has like Monstack playlist. If somebody wants to also get like Express playlist which comes under Node.js, so you can like learn it from there.
Cool. Okay. Now, I mean, anybody can come on stage if they have any kind of question. Please raise hand. Some folks are typing. Hi guys, I was. Okay, good. Okay, Akhtar has shared a resource.
There are like lots of resources, like just stick with one and do your best.
Yeah, sticking with one is pretty important because there are so many that it just becomes very much frustrating to bounce from one to another.
Overwhelming. Sometimes like you feel this person had some good resource like what I am currently referring to, so you switch to that and start from again. So like it's like a tutorial help.
That is true. People just anybody stuck is ever in that tutorial hell. Would you like to share your experience on stage? It's pretty waste of time. A lot of energy is wasted there. So,
I also like stuck like the like in past like recently in past 2 to 3 months ago like I also tried to learn HTML CSS from various like resources like which is not a good thing.
hmm, great. So,
Like the
Amul, that was a
CSS part.
very uh,
Hmm.
yeah, matlab, any any kind of tech is pretty deep and pretty big, and going from one video to another is pretty much like you just forget the thing you learned in the past. So apply that whole knowledge into building projects, and then you will be good to go. Yeah, sure. Akhtar, please ask a question.
You guys
So
can
I'll
come on stage if you want to.
yeah, anybody can raise hand and come on stage, please.
Also a great session by Sarthak Gautam also.
Yeah, and from you too, everybody's uh like I'm also gonna learn
Yeah,
Node.js, so this was very
mm,
helpful. Will reach out to you if
but
I
stuck.
get any kind
Yeah, sure.
of. Okay, Akhtar, please manage one session which you can teach us how to was. Okay, Akhtar, let's do it tomorrow. Like tomorrow is a hangout session, everyone, and we can talk anything, and you all can ask anything. It's pretty like just chill chats, and so you can ask any question, and we can share, uh, help each other in any way possible. So attend tomorrow's hangout, and maybe I can help you all, and others can very well. So I guess there's no question now. Amul, you did a great job, and I guess you have shared your social already. If you haven't, please do it so that anybody can connect with you. And yeah, people, please, everyone, make some Twitter, make any Twitter thread or some tweets about the whole this whole activity. Share it with your friends so that they can also participate or they can also attend and get some help. Because it's this whole activity is basically to promote your growth. It's it's to help you in your learning journey so that you can like share it to others. You can get help from others. You can fight your public speaking skills. You can do a lot of things here. So thanks for joining everyone, and please support the speakers. Please like follow them, and you can ask the questions anytime. And yeah, actually, in this 1 week, I learned a lot from you guys. Yeah, we'll be having every week a lot of different kind of topics will be there. Anybody can, anybody can submit their talk. Please do so. Siddhant, can you share the submit talk thread? And you all can submit your talks. Any kind of experience you had, any concept you want to explain to people you researched about or something, that will be great. Everybody is here very much supportive, and you all can just use this opportunity to develop your own skills. I hope Amul, like you got some help from speaking here too.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Like
this,
flow improves by these activities.
yeah, your public speaking skills, teaching thing and explaining stuff. Sometimes you know a concept but you can't explain it to others, and you can enhance that skill from this activity. Okay. I have learned so much from example, astronaut, public global communities, public speaking. Yeah. And also attend the open stages we have and introduce yourself. Don't hesitate. We'll be here for all your problems to help you in any way possible. So we are ending it now. I hope you all enjoyed it. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you in tomorrow's hangout, and definitely join the next Let's Fry the Web. And if possible, then share your uh, talk too. Thanks everyone for joining.
Thanks for joining everyone.
もう少しだけでいい、あと少しだけでいい、もう少しだけでいいから、もう少しだけでいい、あと少しだけでいい、もう少しだけくっついていようか、もう少しだけでいい、あと少しだけでいい、もう少しだけでいいから、もう少しだけでいい、あと少しだけでいい、もう少しだけくっついていようよ。僕らタイムフライヤー、時を駆け上がるクライマー、時のかくれんぼはぐれっこはもう嫌なんだ。話したりしないよ、二度と話はしないよ。やっとこの手が君に追いついたんだよ。君は派手なくらいや、その涙止めてみたいな。だけど君は拒んだ。こぼれるままの涙を見てわかった。嬉しくて しくて笑うのは君の心が君を追い越したんだよ